Hello. Like yesterday, we will continue challenging misconceptions about noise. Are you ready? Common misconception number 8. If I protect myself for some of the day, that's good enough. True or false? False. Imagine a person in the rain standing under an umbrella. They are protected. Now, imagine that they stop using the umbrella for 5 seconds. Immediately, they will negate the whole purpose of having the umbrella. It's the same for noise. When do you think you need to start wearing hearing protection? Before even approaching the source of the noise? 1 hour after sound exposure? 2 hours after? 30 minutes after? The correct answer is before even approaching the source of the noise. Indeed, as soon as you enter the work site, you are exposed to noise, even if you aren't the one working with noisy tools or operating machinery. Over the work days on our site, the average noise level to which we are exposed is often above the 80 decibel threshold, which, if you recall, is harmful to our auditory health. Wearing your hearing protection all day long will ensure you are protected. Common misconception number 9. Noise is only hazardous at high levels of intensity. True or false? False. It's the combination of noise intensity and duration of exposure which makes noise harmful to hearing. For example, 8 hours of exposure to an average of 80 decibels is equivalent to 4 minutes of exposure to 100 decibels. As you can see, for every 3 decibels, the acceptable noise exposure time is reduced twofold to eliminate the risk of your hearing capital. Are you with me? Let's go over together some examples of noise sources that we face every day on our sites to examine the maximum exposure time without protection. As you can see, for the welding station, the noise is 95 decibels and is thus harmful to hearing after 15 minutes of exposure without protection. For a crusher, which you will recall generates 101 decibels, it becomes hazardous after 4 minutes of exposure without protection. For the grinder or the petrol-driven saw, just 30 seconds is enough. And finally, for the jackhammer at 120 decibels, it becomes hazardous after just 3 seconds of exposure without protection. Remember that your ears are active all day long, they never stop. They are active on the work site, but also in transport, hangout spots, and at home. You must take into consideration all of the sounds to which you are exposed in the course of 24 hours. This table summary shows the noise exposure doses with, for each sound threshold indicated, examples of everyday noise sources with which you are very familiar. As you can see, if you are near a hammer drill at 101 decibels without hearing protection, for just 4 minutes, you have used up your entire daily allowance. To avoid damaging your hearing capital, you would thus need to avoid any exposure to any noise for the remaining 7 hours and 56 minutes. This is impossible in your line of work. Hence the importance of remaining below the 80 decibel threshold and of wearing hearing protection at all times. Let's see if you have understood. A vibratory plate compactor generates 98 decibels of sound. Without hearing protection, how much time would you need to spend next to a vibratory plate compactor before you reach your daily limit of noise exposure? 1 hour? 30 minutes? 7 minutes? 15 seconds? The correct answer is 7 minutes. Beyond 7 minutes of exposure to 98 decibels, if you continue to be exposed to noise, your hearing capital will begin to be damaged. Remember, when hair cells are lost, it is irreversible and then never grow back. Last misconception, only the person operating the machinery needs to wear hearing protection. True or false? False, clearly. It's true that noise is reduced with distance, but only slightly. Let's take one last example. Your colleague is working with a petrol-driven saw. The noise produced at 1 meter is 110 decibels. What distance would you have to be from the tool to reduce its noise to 80 decibels? 4 meters? 8 meters, 16 meters, 32 meters. The correct answer is 32 meters. In fact, the noise level drops by 6 decibels each time you double the distance between yourself and the source. Practically speaking, if you are standing next to the saw, let's say a meter away, you are exposed to 110 decibels. At 2 meters away, the noise intensity is reduced by 6 decibels, going from 110 to 104 decibels. Similarly, at 4 meters, you double the distance and go from 104 decibels to 98 decibels. Thus, 2 times 4 meters equals 8 meters. You go from 98 decibels to 92 decibels. 2 times 8 meters equals 16 meters. You go from 92 decibels to 86 decibels. 2 times 16 meters equals 32 meters. You go from 86 decibels to 80 decibels. You would thus have to be 32 meters away to reduce the noise level to 80 decibels. Careful! Weather conditions such as wind, for example, can also impact sound propagation. There you have it. All this information is available in the booklet that your manager will provide to you.